French prosecutors have revealed how a British couple died in violent circumstances at their home in rural France. Andrew and Dawn Searle were found by a neighbor at their property in the hamlet of Les Pesquiès, south of Villefrance-de-Rouergue, on Thursday. Dawn and Andrew Searle, a Scottish couple, were living in France for around 10 years. Dawn was a project manager and Andrew a retired fraud investigator. Friends and neighbors said that they were a well-liked couple who had completely adjusted to life in the French countryside. Pathologists working with judges in Montpellier carried out post-mortem examinations yesterday, confirming that Ms. Searle had severe wound to the skull caused by several blows caused by a sharp instrument that has not been found. Nicholas Riggett-Muller, the Rhoda's public prosecutor, said jewelry and cash was found scattered around her partially clothed body outside the house. For his part, the body of Andrew Searle was found hanged, without any trace of defensive wounds, said Mr. Riggett-Muller. A day after the couple were found, the mayor of Villefrance-de-Rouergue, Jean-Sébastien Orsabal, told French television the deaths were clearly a homicide. Investigators have remained tight-lipped about a possible murder suspect, with the regional prosecutor refusing to say whether police are looking for anyone in connection with the deaths. CCTV footage is providing vital clues to solving the mystery, with detectives confident that any potential killer will have been picked up at some point by one of the scores of police, traffic, and private cameras in the area. Mr. Searle, originally from England, was seen in surveillance footage in a tobacconist in Villefrance-de-Rouergue just hours before he died, buying lottery tickets and chocolate. He had experienced financial problems and had to liquidate his holiday letting business, it emerged. A criminal inquiry has now been opened for murder, in particular to determine whether the tragedy is the result of a domestic crime followed by suicide, or is the result of the intervention of a third party, said Mr. Riggett-Muller. The analysis at the Montpellier Forensic Institute have made it possible to reject any trace of sexual assault on Callum Kerr, said the prosecutor. The investigation is now trying to establish the precise chronology of events and the responsibilities of each party. Police technicians have meanwhile been examining all devices belonging to the couple, and leads are being followed up. Jean-Sébastien Orsabal, the local mayor who married the couple just 2 years ago, said he was convinced they had been murdered, while dismissing the theory of a burglary gone wrong. Mr. Searle was a former financial investigator who was involved in the fight against organized crime, sparking suggestions that the couple may have been targeted by hitmen, a theory which French investigators are now moving away from. The couple moved to France 10 years ago after Mr. Searle took an early retirement in 2015. He went on to experience financial troubles, mainly with his pension, and had taken months to pay a bill of several thousand euros, according to reports. He had been seen crying in the nearby town of Villefrance-de-Rouergue in December after settling the debt, the Telegraph reports. Publicly available financial documents in France also show that a rental business he set up in Les Pesquiès folded in December 2023 with no accounts filed. Witnesses have told Mail Online they saw Mr. Searle arguing on his mobile in the days leading up to his death, and he was seen buying lottery tickets on consecutive days. Officials refused to comment on claims about Mr. Searle's financial woes. Prosecutor Nicholas Riggett-Muller is expected to give an update in the case today once autopsies have been carried out at Montpellier Hospital. He told Mail Online, "Nothing has been ruled in or out. I will give more details on Tuesday when I also have the initial findings from the autopsies." A neighbor, who asked not to be named, said, "The whole village is shocked by what happened. No one can believe it. They were such a friendly couple and had a barbecue every year at the end of the summer, and everyone was invited. I saw them the day before they were found. They were walking the dogs and Andrew was on the phone. He was very agitated, and he was arguing violently in English. He just waved at me and then carried on. I don't know, maybe it's relevant, but I can't see burglary as a motive." Police are said to be seriously considering the possibility that the deaths were a murder-suicide, with a source telling Mail Online, "We have to look at everything in cases like this, and nothing is left unchecked." The death of British couple Dawn and Andrew Searle at their home in France has left family, friends, and the local community in shock. The couple had created their peaceful lives in the rural village of Les Pesquiès. The couple tied the knot in 2023, a milestone that Dawn's son, the Scottish actor Callum Kerr, marked on social media. Kerr, who is known for his roles in Virgin River and Monarch, walked his mother down the aisle. He expressed his happiness, noting that not many people can say they walked their mother down the aisle. Dawn and Andrew Searle were also described by their neighbors as friendly and sociable, who often stopped to talk with locals whenever they took their 2 pedigree hunting dogs for a walk. The mayor of Villefrance-de-Rouergue, Jean-Sebastian Orsabal, described them as a couple who had a very rich social life. The couple's 4 children from previous marriages are expected to have a meeting with prosecutors in the next few days after flying in from the UK, India, Portugal, and the US. Also with them is Mr. Searle's father Fred, 88, a retired British Army major from Littlehampton, West Sussex, who said before he left, "We have thousands of questions but no answers." The couple had moved to the hamlet of Les Pesquiès in 2015, and on Saturday Dawn's son, Hollyoaks and Netflix star Callum Kerr, issued a statement on the grief-stricken family's behalf. He said, "At this time, Callum Kerr and Amanda Kerr are grieving the loss of their mother, Dawn Searle, née Kerr, while Tom Searle and Ella Searle are mourning the loss of their father, Andrew Searle." Callum, who lives in Nashville, Tennessee, ended the brief statement, which he posted on his Instagram, by asking for the family's privacy to be respected during this difficult time. The couple attended Tom's wedding in Goa, India, last November, while Ella lives in Portugal and Amanda is in Edinburgh, but they are all believed to be now in France.